Maryam Ogunremi. First, the headlines. Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority warns airlines against deportation of Nigerian passengers. African Union mediators arrive in South Sudan to salvage peace deal. U.S. President announces 10% universal sweeping tariffs on all imports. From the world of sport, Premier League releases statement on red card controversy as Liverpool defeat Everton. Details of this more shortly. Now the news in detail. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has cautioned the international airlines on the increasing complaints from passengers who are transported halfway to their destinations only to be deported back to Nigeria. The NCAA's Director of Consumer Protection and Public Affairs, Michael Achimogo, who made the announcement, in a statement made available to newsmen today, while condemning the practice, emphasized that steps has led to considerable distress for passengers and damaged the reputation of Nigeria's aviation industry. The Aviation Authority further stressed that airlines are responsible for informing passengers of any potential obstacles to their entry before their journey begins and referred to part of its 2023 regulations code. The statement, however, announced immediate enforcement measures to tackle the issue, which includes fines, suspension of flight operations, or other penalties deemed appropriate. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun has approved 16.5 million naira to 33 sport associations in the state to prepare for the 22nd National Sport Festival, scheduled to hold between 16th to 30th of May in the state. The secretary to the Ogun State government, Okunbo Talabi, stated this at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, during an engagement with athletes, coaches, chairmen of sport associations, and other stakeholders in the state. Talabi revealed that the NSF has given Ogun a platform to set a good structure for sports development in the state, adding that the state, with its new sporting facilities, has taken its place of pride among the Committee of States. The SSG further noted that the subvention is not a largesse to be shared by anyone, but an avenue to ensure the smooth preparation of the state athletes for the festival, and stated that the state government would be setting up a mechanism to see and ascertain the level of impact of the subvention on the preparation of the state athletes. The state athletes for the festival are also expected to commence closed-door campaign with immediate effect. Moving to other parts of Africa, African Union mediators have landed in South Sudan's capital, Juba, for urgent talks aimed at preventing a return to civil war following the House arrest of first Vice President Riek Machar last week, a move that has heightened tensions in the country. The EU delegation, which arrived in Juba on Wednesday afternoon, includes members of the Council of the Wise, such as former Burundian President Domitien Ndayizeye and former Kenyan Judge Efie Owo. President Salva Kiir's government has accused Machar, his longtime rival and former rebel leader during the 2013-2018 conflict that claimed hundreds of thousands of lives, of inciting a fresh rebellion. Machar was detained last Wednesday amid ongoing clashes in Upper Nile State between government forces and the White Army militia. And although Machar's forces were previously allied with the White Army during the Civil War, they deny any current ties. Mozambique's parliament has unanimously approved a new law aimed at fostering national dialogue and political reconciliation, marking a significant step toward restoring stability in the country. The legislation, which includes constitutional provisions and changes to presidential powers, is part of a broader peace agreement signed on the 5th of March between President Daniel Chapo and all political parties. The proposed law received overwhelming support from the four parliamentary branches, with the ruling Mozambique Liberation Front, Frelimo, emphasizing its role in strengthening democracy. Felice Sylvia, another Frelimo representative, highlighted the law's importance in fostering trust between political actors, increasing predictability in governance, and reducing instability. He warned that the agreement should not serve as a temporary tactic to buy time for further repression, calling for the release of demonstrators arrested during recent protests. You're still on to the global news on Splash 106.7 FM. Abeokuta still to come. U.S. President announces 10% universal sweeping tariff on all imports. Premier League releases a statement on red card controversy as Liverpool defeat Everton. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us.
Sister, you still dey wash plates?
Yes, sir. I be done nearly finish when I can see the pot where you soak for 3 days now.
Make you no vex. See, I been plan to wash them this night when we come house.
I hear you.
But shao, you too dey waste time and water. If na me, back like this, I don't finish them with half bucket of water safe.
Half waiting.
Sharp now.
But the plates no go clean now. And small time now, so we go dey sick.
Who sigh? Make I tell you, disease no dey kill African man.
Yeah.
Now.
I beg come out. I go even clean this house safe.
Sister, you don't come be that oh. Make you leave everything now. Make we go cook.
I beg. Princess, if you no fit wait for me, make I wash this whole plates and clean this house finish. They go.
Na person wey dey well fit hurry. Take time clean where you dey. E dey pay o.
Welcome back to the Global News on Splash 106.7 FM. Moving away from Africa, the United States of America, USA, is bringing in sweeping new tariffs on goods from around the world as the country's President Donald Trump has signed into law a universal 10% tariff on all imports into the U.S. The universal tariff, which will take off on the 5th of April 2025, is expected to apply to most countries, including the United Kingdom, Australia, Argentina, and Saudi Arabia. A higher rate for about 60 countries, which President Trump has termed as the worst offenders, are also to come into effect on the 8th of April. And the U.S. say that these were calculated using a formula based on what it sees as unfair trade practices. There are, however, no new tariffs for Canada and Mexico, as the White House stated that it will deal with both countries through an already announced framework, which includes 25% tariffs with some exceptions. A 25% tariff on all foreign-made cars was also put in place and came into effect at midnight today, with other specific products such as steel and aluminium will retain tariff rates already set. In a related development, the European Commission's chief, Ursula von der Leyen, has said that U.S. President Donald Trump's decision to impose new tariffs on all goods entering this country is a major blow to the world economy. Von der Leyen, who made this known in a statement today, said that the new tax imports will see uncertainty spiral, causing dire consequences for millions of people around the globe, and her comments echo those of a number of other countries, including China, which has expressed its opposition to the move and has warned it will take resolute countermeasures against the U.S. Their words of warning come after the U.S. president announced a universal 10% tariff on all imports into the United States from the 5th of April, with around 80 countries also being hit with steeper tariffs from the 9th of April. The EC chief vowed that Europe would take a unified approach and warned that the European Union, which will be subject to a 20% tariff, is preparing countermeasures in case negotiations fail. The United States of America's National Weather Service has revealed that tornadoes ripped across a wide swath of the central and southern parts of the country, destroying homes and businesses and bringing down power lines and trees. According to the NWS, there has been no fewer than 15 reports of tornadoes in at least 4 states by late Wednesday, although there were no immediate reports of fatalities because of the storm, which also brought hail and torrential rain. The NWS, however, stated that millions of people were under alerts for tornadoes and flash floods, stating that dangers would continue into early Thursday. Finally, from the world of sports, the Premier League has released a statement revealing why referee Samuel Barrett opted not to send James Tarkowski off after his tackle on Alexis McAllister during the first half of the Merseyside derby. Tarkowski went flying into McAllister just outside his penalty area in Liverpool's win last night, and the Reds midfielder was left writhing in pain as the VAR reviewed the incident. Eventually, the VAR officials adjudged that Tarkowski's challenge did not meet the threshold for serious foul play, while Tarkowski's challenge was judged to be reckless by VAR. Not everybody agreed with that call. Just before we go on the global news, here is a recap of our top stories. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) has cautioned the international airlines on the increasing complaints from passengers who are transported halfway to their destinations only to be deported back to Nigeria. From the foreign scene, African Union mediators have landed in South Sudan capital Juba for urgent talks aimed at preventing a return to civil war following the house arrest of First Vice President Riek Machar last week, a move that has heightened tensions in the country. The United States of America is bringing in sweeping new tariffs on goods from around the world as the country's President Donald Trump has signed into law a universal 10% tariff on all imports into the U.S. And in sport, the Premier League has released a statement revealing why referee Samuel Barrett opted not to send James Tarkowski off after his tackle on Alexis McAllister during the first half of the Merseyside derby. We have now come to the end of the global news on Splash 106.7 FM, the Integrity Station. Change is made of choices, and choices are made of character. Be the change you desire. The news editor is Abidemi Kajogbola, assisted by Adetayo